so we're going to talk about eggs. This one's going to be about omelette. So I personally want an omelet like a Western style, but you don't have to do vegetables if you don't want. So I'm going to take some onion, and what I'm doing is I'm preheating my skillet, putting it on medium, and I'm going to do some bell pepper and some onion, throw in a little jalapeno because I'm in Texas, and do some cheese a little later. So I think what I'll do, because the skillet takes about 4 or 5 minutes to preheat. Now what's important is do not heat up the oil, heat up the dry skillet. You don't want to turn the oil into glue. So I'm going to have a little bit of jalapeno pepper jack cheese. I don't need a lot, just a little garnish. I'm using the number 2 comb. The one is great too. And have all that ready. So what I'm doing is I'm using my time wisely. And now I'm going to go over to the stove and see if my skillet's feeling hot yet. Usually give it a good 4 minutes. Okay, so I've got my skillet heating up on medium. Now you notice I've got 2 handles on here. The reason is, this being a smaller pan, if you have just one handle, it works fine on a smooth top, but if you're on a gas stove with like a 4-pronged burner, you might find, especially if your handle's not lined up with the prong and it's in the in-between, it might be weighted more here and tipped, so you want even heat distribution. You can counterbalance it with the other handle, and that helps a lot in lining it up along the prongs. So I preheated. It's up to you if you want to do a light coating of oil or butter just for added flavor. You actually don't have to. As long as it's preheated, you can put your vegetables right in. So I'm going to go ahead and put my onions and peppers in. You hear that really nice sizzle. That's what you want. I'm going to go get my jalapeno peppers and place them in as well. While those are going, we're going to let all those flavors cook in together. I'm going to go back and get my egg mixture blended. Nothing beats the flavor of fresh laid eggs. These are amazing. And you know what this is really good for too? Cracking eggs. So I'm going to use 2 eggs. You can of course do a 3-egg omelet or 4. I'm going to go for 2. Now you don't have to do this, but I love the flavor of olive oil or a healthy avocado oil. I actually love to put a shot of that in my eggs. That's a healthy fat. Our body needs healthy fat. And then I love these handy whisks, so I can just multiply the egg. Just nice and fluffy. And once my vegetables are sauteed to the tenderness or crispness that I want, everyone's different here, I'm going to actually remove those from the skillet, and then we're going to add the egg. All right. So let's check how our veggies are doing. I came straight over. Look, see how they're not sticking? Cooking beautifully. Getting all those flavors mixed up. I like them to go maybe another minute, a little more tender. It's been about 2 minutes more. Now don't forget, if you want to add some butter in for added flavor, that too is a natural healthy fat. That's fine. So I'm going to just take this out. I'm going to place my vegetables on the plate. My omelet will be served on. Get them out of the way. And then it's up to you. You will need some butter or oil. You can either do a light spray of a olive or avocado oil or butter. I'm actually going to be generous with it because I love the flavor and I just love the effect of the oil in the egg and then all around. And so the skillet's already hot, so I can add the oil right in. And now I'll let it give a little heat to it, not a lot, even though avocado oil does have a high heat point, so you can go hotter. And then I'm going to go ahead and pour the egg in there. There's that gentle sizzle. I might have been a little more elaborate with the oil than necessary, but I don't mind. I love it, but it doesn't have to be quite as much. I usually like to coat the bottom and then a little some. And then, like anytime you do an egg, let it firm up first on the bottom like a pancake. So with an omelet, what I like to do is once it firms up long enough, you'll see me run along the edge with a spatula and I'll be tilting it to fluff up the omelet. So it's been about 1.5 to 2 minutes. So you see it's firming. So I'm going to go under and let that egg roll right under. Just roll off the edge and let it go underneath. And what's happening is the omelet is mixing into that extra oil there, giving it this wonderful flavor. And it just holds the heat so nice too when you have that. So just kind of do that and let it continue firming up. And then we'll flip in a moment. So it's been about a minute, maybe a little over of that. And I'm going to take my bigger spatula, get right under it, and just flip it over. And then what I do is I sprinkle my cheese so it melts. I don't want to put the cheese on the skillet because that can get a little bit tricky for cleanup. And because remember, we don't use non-toxic chemicals and plastic. You don't want that. It's not worth it. And then I just put my sauteed vegetables on top, and it really doesn't take long. On this side, I would say maybe 30 seconds to a minute max. And then you simply will be folding it over. All right, look at that beautiful omelet. Is that gorgeous or what? And not too bad, right? A little brown, but a little hot water in there, it'll just clean up like magic.